Anyway, so Haliburton. This was the whole thing, was that...
Well, this is why I wanted to talk about, like, not necessarily because everybody beats up on Haliburton, but it's like literally like when I was talking about that, someday, whatever amount of money, Joe, you're able to save up that you don't spend on scotch and broads,
right?
At the end of your life is already be taxed 50%, and whatever you have left over from your bastard children from whatever waitress in Wisconsin, all right, you go to give it to them, they take half of that. So, I mean, it's bad enough that they're taking it like that, and then you see like these corporations, they're all going over to like Dubai now. There's this weird thing going on where it's like. I actually read about this. Believe it or not, Joe, I'm not just winging this. I was reading about how Haliburton, their headquarters was in Houston. And right now they're under investigation for tax evasion.
Right, yeah.
Which, of course, how can you evade it if it isn't fucking legal? Which I'm thinking they know. They just have the money to fight it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then they're also under investigation for overcharging the armed services. Charging, the $18 for a hammer. So you know what they did, Joe? They're under investigation. They moved their headquarters from Houston to Dubai.
And, of course, their defense is that they need to move to Dubai because it's an Arab boom town. Excuse me. Their defense is that they went over there because that hemisphere, the Eastern Hemisphere, is the market that's more heavily weighted toward
We went over there. We went over there to concentrate on interest in the Eastern Hemisphere. Now, Joe, I know you're not the greatest at geometry. Can you tell me where in the world the Eastern Hemisphere is? You don't even know what they're doing. They're
it's
so
the
goddamn
Middle East,
big.
Isn't it? I mean, isn't that what the Eastern Hemisphere
is? The Middle
is?
East, dude, is the Middle East.
But I'm saying
it's called the Middle East. There's Asia, Middle East, Philippines.
Well,
the Eastern Hemisphere, that just depends on where the fuck you're standing.
It says right here, to oversee Haliburton's intensified focus on business in the Middle East and in energy-hungry Asia. So specifically the Middle East and Asia.
All right, the quote I read was the Eastern Hemisphere. You just really just killed that for me.
That's all right. But here's the thing, it's like...
It really isn't. I was on my tree stump, you just knocked me off.
Do you like, that's the thing. Do you root for these guys and you go, fucking A, they beat the system, they did it, they figured it out, and they're making it work and whatever?
No.
Or do you go the Hillary Clinton route where it's like this is a disgrace and they should be investigated and yada yada yada?
No, there's a two-pronged answer there, Mr. DeRosa.
Okay.
One, all the rich guys fucking over the people in this country was bad enough, okay? But it happens. It happens in every market. So, I mean, and I think out of all the countries, they do it the best here. Like, there's no, I don't get this shit kicked out of me, and there's no vans pulling up, arresting me for no reason. So I'm not bitching about that. But my thing is, now they're leaving, that scares me.
Why does it scare you, though?
Because I always thought in my head that at the end of the day, they're still Americans.
Right.
So they still give a shit about America. Now you're fucking leaving. And this is my conspiracy theory, is they're just going to, eventually all the corporations are going to leave. We're not going to have any jobs really left, okay? We're all going to be sitting there going to Fridays with chips in the back of our head, using like Visa cards, or whatever the fuck they give us, and they're just going to leave us with like a 1-800 like service number. There's going to be no government. Like, if there's a polar bear swimming up to your apartment, press 1. If Snake Plissken is crawling out of a manhole, press 2. It's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Well,
and I don't give a shit what Hillary Clinton says, because her and all those other assholes were going like, oh, we're gonna stop this war in Iraq. They're not, dude. They're a joke. Republicans and Democrats, dude.
Dude.
It's
a big farce. But I mean, but that's my point. It's like maybe they're just moving. Maybe Haliburton is just going overseas and saying, fuck you, fuck your income tax laws or whatever that we don't believe in. If we go over there, we get to keep more money, and we're going over there. So whatever. They're still keeping their home base in Houston. They're not changing that. They're just moving their primary headquarters to Dubai. I mean, they're still going to have functionality.
But you know what? Because this is why, Joe. Then they should stand around and start something to fight it. They're actually saving themselves, saying "fuck you" while they're under investigation for overcharging our military. And you see all those kids over there complaining that they don't have the right kind of equipment. Not only do they have the right, maybe they'd have a little more money if these guys who are allegedly doing this, if they're actually doing it. Man, that's criminal.
It says Haliburton was responsible for $2.7 billion of the $10 billion in contractor waste and overcharging in Iraq. It's a lot of fucking money, dude.
Yeah, it's like, dude, how big? My big thing is like, I don't give a shit that there's people running me, because obviously I think I've proved more than enough with half the stuff I've said in the show that I can barely, manage myself. There's no way that I need somebody governing me. But, it does get to the point, dude. The last 10 years is the first time I've just really been sitting there like, how big does your fucking yacht have to be? Like, I feel like when I get on the airplanes and they've mushed the rows like another inch together, and you go to put your tray down and the guy in front of you leans back, and it's a little,
That's so funny, though, dude, because, I'm the same way. Like, I want to be independent. I want to be a free thinker, but I really need somebody telling me what to do.
Oh, some overall parental figure? Totally.
Somebody's like, go that way. Just walk that way. Okay.
Dude, and my thing is, I don't mind if you gotta fuck me. Just don't go balls deep. And that's what I'm saying. That's what they seem to be doing.